Hi guys, this is jsno.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the vivo V23 5G, one of the most amazing mid-range phones I've played with recently because it has a chameleon backside, it changes colors, and also it has a dual selfie camera, and one of the selfie shooters is a 50 megapixel one, so that's special. It's a selfie phone for the youngsters, also with high-end specs, and you can see here a gold backside, and I'm going to show you how it changes colors over the next minutes. It's been a while since I last seen an Android phone with a notch, but we have one here. The notch at the top side, although narrow, is needed here to host the two selfie cameras, also two powerful LED flashes to the side to take those quality selfies. Now the price tag should be around something like $500 for this device, maybe less in some regions, and it comes with a pretty, I would say, high mid-range setup with some specs we've seen before. Okay, so the device has already been set up. Time to see what's inside the box and discuss the handset. My first impression is that it mimics the iPhone 12 and iPhone 13 with those flat metal edges, the frame. Okay, so that's what the device looks like from the front. Very narrow notch, and now we go inside. Where you find the case, transparent and flexible for protection. Bunch of manuals, warranty and all that. Here we should have the key used to access the slots, and well, this one is missing. We have a test version of the phone, but yours, the commercial one, will definitely have it. And here we get something very rare nowadays, a pair of headphones of the 3.5mm audio jack variety, and the design reminds me of the good old Apple EarPods. I said EarPods, not AirPods. We also have an adapter here, an adapter from USB-C to 3.5mm audio jack, meaning that the phone itself doesn't have an audio jack, although it's bundled with headphones which have such a connector. Luckily, we have the adapter. And finally, there's the cable, the USB-C to USB-A one, which hooks up to the charger you're about to see. Okay, so that's pretty much it accessory wise. I'm surprised to see some companies still offering headphones, a pleasant surprise that is. And finally, here's the charger with an USB-A connector and the promise of 44 watts charging. Not bad in my book. Okay, I think we're about done. And now I'm going to show you a special surprise. So, when you first see the backside of the phone, it's gold. That's the main hue you're catching here, gold. And if you apply ultraviolet light to it, it changes colors. So you can also apply a pattern to it. I'm going to put this coin here. This is an UV light, and I'm going to apply it to the back of the phone until it turns blue. It needs about 30 seconds to turn from yellow-orange to green-blue. And at the same time, it will leave the spot below the coin in the old color. That's the cool part of it. You can apply various patterns like the claws of a tiger, or create your own patterns to apply for the backside. I think it's enough, so about 30 seconds of UV light should be enough. And let's see the result. Here you go. You can see the old color, the yellow one, and you can see the new color, the blue-green one. That's the main gimmick of the design of the phone, and I'm pretty impressed by it. The youngsters are definitely going to love it. Okay, so of course the color also changes in a gradient as you tilt the phone. Now, let's talk about the design. So we have here the hue called Sunshine Gold. There's also one called Stardust Black. The thickness is 7.39 millimeters. It's an iPhone style design, and it weighs 181 grams, which is not exactly large for the footprint of the phone. Now, the device fits pretty well in the hand. The flat frame helps with the grip, and I would say it's a pretty solid build. Actually, an interesting aspect here, the screen doesn't have Gorilla Glass protection. It has another type of protection. There are rival companies here. It's called Shot Glass, Shot Sensation Up. It's a lithium aluminum silicate glass, which is supposed to be actually even better than Gorilla Glass. That's the promise. Now the screen you're seeing right here is a 6.44 inch AMOLED, and I feel it can be just slightly brighter. Okay, so 6.44 inch AMOLED, Full HD Plus resolution, HDR10 Plus support, and of course there's also the 90 Hz refresh rate which is useful for gamers. Now inside the phone we have the MediaTek Dimensity 920 processor, 6 nanometer, also found on the Realme 9 Pro Plus and the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus. I know it's a mouthful, but you've definitely seen us handling those phones over the past months or so. So MediaTek Dimensity 920. We're lucky enough to have the phone with the maximum specs, meaning 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. It's LPDDR4X RAM, by the way, and UFS 2.2 storage. As far as the battery is concerned, it feels like a bit of a compromise. 4200 mAh, but at least it charges fast at 44 watts. There's only one singular speaker here next to the USB-C 2.0 port. There's no audio jack, no microSD, and no IP certification. And if you're wondering about security, we have an in-display optical fingerprint scanner. As far as connectivity is concerned, the device supplies you with dual nano SIM card slots. There's also Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, NFC, GPS, GLONASS, BDS, and of course 4G and 5G as well. Now, this handset, which you can see here, comes with, well, I think we should start with the back camera this time. Usually we start with the front one, so here we go. There's a triple back camera here, which includes a 64 megapixel shooter as the main cam with face detection, autofocus, and f1.9 aperture. Then there is the ultra-wide 8 megapixel shooter and a 2 megapixel macro camera as well. There's a dual, maybe even triple LED flash here, and the promise of 4K 30 frames per second capture. That's the main camera. Now the front camera is a bit more interesting. You can see it here. These are two cameras. There's a 50 megapixel one with autofocus and an 8 megapixel one ultra wide. This one also shoots 4K video, believe it or not. And we have quite a few options in the camera department to show you. Okay, so the more section includes a pro mode, double exposure, panorama, time-lapse, documents. We also have high resolution, slow-mo, AR stickers, dual view. And this is the video department. We have a special stabilization mode. There is the standard stabilization, ultra stabilization, or off. So we actually have two stabilization modes. And this is the photo mode, which also includes a special super macro mode. This is the portrait mode with quite a few filters and options. Some of them even creating a party with the aid of the flash. And of course the night mode, which is actually applied to the front camera as well. So that's pretty nice to see. Now, as far as the software is concerned, this is, let's see here, they're calling it FunTouch OS, and it's applied on top of Android 12. Let's actually confirm that. It's FunTouch OS 12, applied on Android 12, and you can see here that the RAM can be expanded via the extra dynamic RAM version. So Android 12 and FunTouch, and you should also have your RAM. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so RAM, extended RAM, 4 gigs extra, taken from the storage. Now, gamers also have a few extra options to play with here. This is the Ultra Game mode. It includes a game sidebar, an esports mode, sound quality and sound effects. So it's definitely a phone for the youngsters, considering the color of the backside, the dual front camera, and all the cool gimmicks that this device has to offer. We'll be back with a full review pretty soon. I'm pretty excited by the whole color change thing and by the front camera. We previously tested the vivo V23 and it was a selfie beast. Now the V23 should be right up there with it. That's it from gsnow.com. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. We'll be back with more soon. Goodbye.